Welcome, Spice Fam. So, today is a very special day. I will be making my favorite dish pork steak with bell peppers and onions. Let's go ahead and get straight into the ingredients. So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be rinsing my bell peppers off in vinegar and water. I'm using cold water because I don't want to damage my bell peppers. I want them to be nice and crunchy. And what the vinegar does is it removes all the impurities off of your vegetables. So we're going to soak them in the water for a good 5 minutes. Now that our bell peppers have been washed off, it is time to dice them. So my knife is kind of dull, so I have to go ahead and sharpen it. And I'm just going to slice it long ways, and then once I slice it long ways, I'm going to slice it again. And basically, it's very self-explanatory how I'm cutting it. And I'm going to do that for all the bell peppers. For our onion, I'm using a large yellow onion. I'm going to remove the top of it because we do not need this. And I will be dicing this differently. Now you don't want to miss this step, our garlic. Now I have the miniature garlics and they're not the whole full, like the big garlic cloves. I'm going to use the whole entire garlic. Now the reason why is because this brings so much flavor to this dish. So you don't want to miss this step. If you don't have the whole garlic, just go ahead and use 4 tablespoons of garlic powder. For my pork chops, I'm just going to use your regular average pork chops, steak pork chops, any kind of pork chops you want. And I'm going to remove the fat from the side and cut away from the bone. That way it's easier to bite into when you're eating and you don't have to worry about biting into bones or fat. It's just pure meat. So as I cut away from the bone, I'm going to slice it in sizes that I feel like is perfect for me and my family. So if you want them bigger, you can make them bigger. If you want to kind of stretch this dish, you can make them smaller. And this is the size that I'm cutting them. So for our dry ingredients, I'm using a half a teaspoon of paprika. And most of these ingredients, you can get it at Dollar Tree or Family Dollar. I'm using a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Now, I love this dry mustard in any kind of fry food. It's amazing. I'm using a half a teaspoon of ground dry mustard, a half a teaspoon of Creole seasoning. And I know you're probably thinking, is that all the seasoning you're going to add into your food? Um, no, I'm going to add some more seasoning to the flour. I'm not going to season the meat because we're going to add a lot of ingredients that have a lot of salt in the wet ingredients. I'm also going to add 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. It's better to use the dark brown sugar than the light one. And the reason for that, in my personal opinion, is it brings more color to your food. The light really doesn't. It just brings more taste, more sweetness to it. But the dark one is sweeter to me. So you're going to mix everything in. Then it is time to do our wet ingredients. I have some fresh ginger. If you do not have fresh ginger, you can get dry ground ginger at Dollar Tree. You can use 4 tablespoons of ginger because this is what's going to bring that taste out too. But the wet ginger, all you need is 1 tablespoon. I'm going to use 2.5 tablespoons of oyster sauce. Sorry. So 2.5 tablespoons of oyster sauce. Y'all, if you have never tried oyster sauce, you have got to try it. It, like any oriental dish that you make, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is like wonderful. Not even that, it goes good in meats as well, like chicken. Next, I'll be using 1.5 tablespoons of hosin sauce. This is also a great sauce that you can use. 1/2 tablespoon half a tablespoon of sesame seed oil. Do not miss that step neither. 1/2 tablespoon of white rice vinegar. 1/2 tablespoon of teriyaki sauce. You do not really need this teriyaki sauce, but if you want your food to taste just like this, add that teriyaki sauce. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And 1/2 tablespoon of molasses. Do not miss that molasses neither. And you're going to mix everything in. I have a lot of meat that I'm going to be cooking. That's why I'm adding a lot of sauce. If you have less meat than what I have about maybe 9 steaks that I cut, then use half of what I just used. Next, I'll be adding 3 cups of flour. And then we're going to start adding our seasoning. 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. 1 teaspoon of black pepper. 1 tablespoon of Creole seasoning. 1 tablespoon of paprika. 1 tablespoon of ground mustard. And then mix everything in. And we're going to add our steaks into it and mix it and cover it all in the batter. For my grease, I'm using just regular vegetable oil. And I have about 2 to 3 cups of vegetable oil. And I have it cooking on medium high. You want to cook it for a good 10 minutes. We want it to be completely done. Now, if you want to, you can remove it from the fryer and then add it to an air fryer to kind of just soak up all that grease that you have in there. Now for our garlic, you'll add about 3 caps of oil. You can use olive oil, it'll be better. but I don't have that, so I'm just using regular vegetable oil. Then I'm going to add on my garlic. Once your garlic has been cooking for a good 3 minutes, you can add your bell peppers and onions. So let your bell peppers and onions cook for 5 minutes. Then you can add your steak. After adding the steak, you can immediately start adding your dry and wet ingredients and then mix everything in and let it cook for a good 10 minutes. After you add your 2 cups of water, just let it cook on the stove for 10 minutes. Once those 10 minutes is up, you are ready to chow. Now, what I did was I also boiled some white rice. You could do white rice, brown rice, or you don't have to do no rice at all. But I used some regular white rice. And this is the final product. Now, you guys, like I said, this is one of my favorite dishes. So all the ingredients that I put in here is to the T. So if you do exactly how I made this dish, I'm telling you, you would love it. It's just as much as I love it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. And if you do try it, please let me know in the description, in the comment section below, or on the community tab. Let me know how you like it. I know it's a lot of ingredients, but it's worth it. So like I said, see you guys in the next video. If you would like to become part of the Spice Fam, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell notification to all, so that way you can be notified whenever I drop another video. Thanks you guys for watching. Love you guys. See you in the next video.